second half and went with those guys the whole way through. Was that the plan from the start, and how did you kind of manage what you were going to do?
No, it wasn't planned, but we just made the decision at halftime.
What do you take away, I guess, most from a kind of an emotionally difficult loss like that, in which you had yourselves in pretty good shape multiple times and they just kept coming back?
Well, we certainly played well enough to win, and we gave the effort to win, and it's not a planned thing to play 5 guys an entire second half. We asked them at the beginning of the fourth quarter, told them we had 2 extra timeouts. If you need a sub, let us know. Those guys gave a lot.
JJ, how much stress did Ant put your perimeter defenders on there in the fourth, and just how did your guys, I guess, at times fight and compete and keep him to space, but ultimately kind of ran out of gas against him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a difficult player, and I think there's certain lineups that you can look at that they play that we could have mixed in some different things when they have their shooters out there. It's tough to kind of mix in fires. We tried to fire multiple times. It wasn't communicated well. We did end up, trying to blitz him. He raced it both times and they scored. So, he's a very dynamic offensive player.
What was your vantage point on the inbound that was a turnover?
Well, let's just start with Luka got tripped. I mean, that was a blatant trip. He doesn't just fall on his own. We watched it. He gets tripped. So we should have been at the free throw line. That's not an excuse for why we lost, but we got fouled, and we had a chance to go up. Again, you work on the end game stuff, and you draw it up and you tell guys very specific things. We didn't execute it, and very obvious we didn't execute it. So I don't know that's my only vantage point. We just didn't execute it.
JJ, were you concerned at all at a point? I know you said you checked in with the guys at the start of the fourth quarter about trying to find a minute or two there. LeBron has obviously played a ton of basketball in his life, and is there any second guessing for you on that decision?
Not on that one. I think once you've kind of made that decision, and they all are in, you just got to trust them.
JJ, we mentioned the possession battle pregame. They got 10 more shots, 18 offensive rebounds, 3 fewer turnovers. How big of a swing factor were those couple of areas?
Yeah, I thought we played well enough in the first half. Our first shot defense, we should have been up double figures, and that's, instead we're down. That's, some turnovers led to some baskets, and then the offensive rebound just killed us in the first half.
You said after game one that your team needed to play with kind of the edge and mentality that you guys showed in game two. It seemed like you mentioned the offensive play, but Randall all game kind of was able to be a physical disruptor. What did you make of what he was able to do, and how was he impactful in the game?
As a defender, you're talking about?
No, just flying around the court everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, he's you got to live with some stuff. 22 shots, 25 points. You got to live with some stuff.
Did you think his energy though?
No, he's been great all series. Yeah.
He's speaking with Mike and the media.
Austin, so many different big plays down the stretch both ways. So is there a play or two that stands out to you as kind of the key, and does that tell you anything about the series or this game specifically?
I don't really have an answer for that. They made one more play than us.
You end up playing the entire second half with that group. What was that like, kind of going into timeouts? And I'm assuming JJ was asking like if you guys are okay, etc. You're never going to take yourself out of the game. How did you handle that physically and mentally down the stretch?
I got a lot of rest the first half, so just did whatever coach needed me to do.
Austin, what did you kind of make of the foul trouble early? How disruptive was it for your rhythm, and how were you able to kind of find some in the third?
Continue to stay locked in. I think that's the first time all year that I've had 3 fouls in the first half. So I don't know. We got to stop fouling, and so I can be out there for my teammates.
You guys are down 3-1, but you leave Minnesota knowing that you were tied with 4 minutes to go in game 2 or game 3. I'm sorry. Obviously up 10 to start the fourth tonight. What has been the difference late in games here in Minnesota, and does this still feel within reach for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have an opportunity to go lace them up and play again, so you're not out of it. A lot of these, games besides, game 1, 3 and 4, could have easily went our way if we made a couple more plays down the stretch, but we didn't. Dug ourselves in a hole, and the sun will come up tomorrow, and we still got another, day to fight.
You caught a rhythm in the second half, hitting 5 threes, and obviously LeBron finds you for the final look. Just what'd you make of it? Did you think you had a chance of going in when you let it go?
Yeah, once I shot it out, it felt good. Had to get it off kind of quick. Didn't exactly know where the game clock stood. Good pass. I'm put in that situation again. I'm gonna shoot it again, and I have confidence in myself to make it. Just didn't make that one.
At least to start the game, it seemed like you guys made an effort to, after a 30-point game on game 3, slow down McDaniels. What did you, is there anything encouraging that you can take away from, the start defensively in that sense? And what needs to carry over to game 5 in LA?
You just got to play him straight up. He's a good player. He's not just a defensive guy. If you give him opportunity on the offensive end, he's 6'9", 6'10", wingspan, probably in the 7-foot. Can get downhill, finishes the ball well around the rim. You got to, keep him in front and don't let him touch the paint. So, I felt like we did a good job of that early, and then just to carry over. Same stuff. Just got to play harder. We got to end quarters better. And obviously the fourth quarter tonight, got outscored 13 or whatever it is, and if you have a lead, you can maintain it.
All right, we heard JJ talk about it was not the plan, but rolling with those guys. They made the decision at halftime. AR was the one that was well rested, obviously, because of his first half in the 3 fouls. But the Lakers 5 for 18 in the fourth, 0 for 4 from field goals in the paint. And it was just the 4th time in Laker playoff history that they've blown a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter. When you look at Luka, guys, and LeBron, 46 minutes each. Luka